This is impossible. Dr. Laura Hayes's voice trembled in the cold autopsy room. In her hand was a report, her brother Michael's death certificate. Before her, young medical examiner Dr. Brian Chen stared at his tablet screen, his face showing a professional but detached expression. "Dr. Hayes," Chen said, his voice patient but patronizing. "I understand this is difficult for you, but our report is clear. Your brother died from acute myocardial infarction, a heart attack. He was 52, had a stressful job, a history of slightly elevated blood pressure. Unfortunately, it's not uncommon." Laura placed the report on the table. Her hands trembled, not from grief, but from certainty. "Dr. Chen, I worked in forensic pathology for 30 years. I was chief examiner at the Baltimore Medical Examiner's Office. And I'm telling you, this death was not a heart attack." Chen smiled politely. "Dr. Hayes, I understand. You're an experienced professional, but sometimes, when family members are involved, it's difficult to remain objective. The EKG results, blood tests, tissue samples, everything points to cardiac arrest." "Everything?" Laura locked eyes with him. "Did you check the pupils?" Welcome to Veterans Tales. Before we dive into this powerful story of respect, justice, and hidden identity, let us know in the comments which state you're watching from today. And if you believe stories like these deserve to be remembered, hit that subscribe button and help us keep these memories alive. It was 3 days earlier. Laura Hayes was working in her garden at her small house in Maryland. She was 68 years old, retired 5 years ago. She'd spent 30 years at the Baltimore Medical Examiner's Office, performed thousands of autopsies, solved hundreds of cases. Now she lived a quiet retirement. The phone rang. The screen showed Michael, brother. "Hey Mike," Laura said, wedging the phone against her shoulder. "How are you?" But it wasn't Michael calling. "Dr. Hayes?" An unfamiliar woman's voice, official, tense. "This is Nurse Patricia Morales calling from Washington Memorial Hospital. We were asked to contact you as Michael Hayes' emergency contact." Laura's heart stopped. "What happened? What happened to Michael?" "Ma'am, I'm sorry. Your brother passed away this morning at 6:47 a.m. The world spun. Laura collapsed into the garden chair. "What? How?" He was fine. I talked to him yesterday. According to hospital records, acute myocardial infarction, heart attack. It happened when he was alone at home. His neighbor found him and called 911, but when the ambulance arrived, it was too late." Laura arrived at Washington Memorial 2 hours later. She was taken to the morgue. Her brother's body lay on a cold metal table, covered with a white sheet. The attendant lifted the sheet. Laura looked at her brother's face. Michael was 52 years old. She'd been talking to him all week, his voice strong, energetic, excited about a new project. But now, that face was still, pale. And Laura noticed something, the pupils, slightly more dilated than normal. "Who checked the pupils?" Laura asked, her voice calm but sharp. The attendant was surprised. "Ma'am, was an autopsy performed?" "Yes, ma'am. Dr. Chen performed it. The report is ready. I need to see Dr. Chen, immediately." Dr. Brian Chen was 34 years old, Johns Hopkins graduate, brilliant career ahead, but only 6 years of experience. Compared to Laura's 30 years, he was a rookie. "Dr. Hayes," Chen said, extending his hand, "my condolences. Your brother was a good man. Did you know him?" Laura didn't shake his hand. "No, but from the records, I could tell he was a good citizen." "Dr. Chen, I need to see the autopsy report." Chen hesitated. "Ma'am, reports aren't automatically given to family members. You need to file an official request." "I'm not asking as a family member." Laura locked eyes with him. "I'm a forensic pathologist. I worked at the Baltimore Medical Examiner's Office for 30 years. And right now I'm asking you as a colleague. Did you do the autopsy correctly?" Chen's face flushed. "Of course I did it correctly. Did you check the pupils?" "Yes, they were normal." "Was there any abnormal skin discoloration?" "No." "Did you perform toxicological analysis on liver tissue?" Chen was now defensive. "Dr. Hayes, I followed protocol. All standard tests were performed. The result, acute myocardial infarction, heart attack." Laura stepped closer. "Dr. Chen, my brother was 52 years old. He exercised regularly, didn't smoke, didn't drink, blood pressure was controlled, and when I spoke with him on the phone yesterday, his voice was strong. No shortness of breath, no chest pain. Heart attacks don't happen suddenly." "Dr. Hayes," Chen's voice hardened, "I respect you, but this is my job, and I completed the report. Your brother died of a heart attack." Laura stepped back. "Fine, then I'll conduct my own investigation." That night, Laura returned to the hospital. It was 2 a.m. The morgue was empty. The security guard was half asleep. Laura used her old ID, Baltimore Medical Examiner Chief Inspector Dr. Laura Hayes. It was still valid. The guard didn't even check. She entered the morgue. Michael's body was still there. Laura put on gloves, approached with a small flashlight. First check, pupils, illuminated with the light. Indeed, 15 to 20% more dilated than normal. This indicated nervous system damage. Second check, skin. On the neck area, a faint pink discoloration. Very faint, wouldn't be noticed in daylight, but visible under UV light. Third check, nails. In the nail beds, microscopic hemorrhage points. Classic sign of poisoning. Laura felt ice forming in her heart. My God, Michael, what did they do to you? As Laura stood by the body, memory pulled her back. Baltimore Medical Examiner's Office, 1995, Summer Young Drive. Laura Hayes, 38 years old, brilliant, ambitious. The chief had called her in. Hayes, I'm giving you a special case, the chief had said. Russian diplomat, 45 years old, found dead in hotel room. Official report, heart attack, but State Department wants verification. Laura had performed the autopsy. At first glance, heart attack. But she'd looked deeper. Pupils, dilated, skin, slight discoloration. Liver, abnormal cell death. Toxicology test, polonium-210, radioactive poison. That case had shaped Laura's career because she was one of the first medical examiners in the world to detect polonium-210 poisoning. Now, 2025, Laura opened her eyes. She was back, at Michael's body. Same symptoms, she whispered. Polonium or something else? Laura knew. The hospital wouldn't give her tissue samples because the official autopsy was considered complete. But Laura, with 30 years of experience, knew what to do. She took a small tissue sample from the body's liver. Needle biopsy. A 2-millimeter piece, too small to be noticed. Similarly, she took a blood sample, a hair sample, and then quietly left the morgue. The next day, Laura went to a private toxicology laboratory. This lab worked with government agencies. They performed only the most sensitive tests. Dr. Hayes, said the lab director, Dr. Samuel Park. Great to see you. How's retirement? Sam, Laura placed the samples on the table. I have an urgent job. I need you to test these samples. Heavy metals, radioactive isotopes, rare toxins, everything. Sam looked at the samples. Is this a forensic case? A personal case, my brother. Sam's face became serious. I see. How urgent. Within 48 hours. Laura, these tests normally take 2 weeks. Sam, please, for Michael. Sam took a deep breath. Okay, but this is going to cost us. Doesn't matter. Just do it. Laura went to Michael's house, a small townhouse outside Washington, D.C. The door was sealed by police, but since it was ruled natural death, it wasn't considered a crime scene. Laura entered with the spare key. The house was clean, organized. Michael was an engineer, worked at NASA on space technologies. On his desk, laptop, notes, technical drawings. Laura went to the kitchen. Refrigerator, normal. Food, normal. But in the trash can, she found something. An empty pill bottle. The label was torn. Only one word was readable. Pressin. Medication? Laura thought. Michael didn't have any prescriptions. She took the bottle. Maybe there were fingerprints inside. 3 days later, Laura called Dr. Chen again. Dr. Chen, I need to speak with you again. Dr. Hayes. Chen's voice was tired. I told you, the case is closed. Did you perform a second test on the liver tissue? Standard tests are sufficient. Did you test for polonium-210? Silence. What? Chen said, shocked. Polonium? That's absurd. Polonium is a state-level weapon. Why would someone... I don't know, but we can't know without testing. Dr. Hayes, Chen's voice hardened now, this is paranoia. Your brother died of a heart attack. You're creating conspiracy theories because of your grief. I understand, but I'm not creating conspiracy theories. Laura's voice turned to ice. I'm doing forensic pathology. Chen hung up. 48 hours later, Sam called. Laura, the results are in. What did you find? You should sit down. Laura sat. In the liver tissue, Sam's voice was serious. We detected high levels of polonium-210, also traces of thallium-201 and radium-226. Laura's world spun. How much? Lethal dose. 10 to 15 micrograms. My God. Laura, this wasn't an accident. This is murder, and this is a state-level assassination. Laura immediately went to the FBI Washington field office. At reception, a young agent greeted her. Can I help you? I want to report a murder. A person killed with radioactive poison. The agent raised his eyebrows. Ma'am, are you serious? Completely. My name is Dr. Laura Hayes. I'm a retired forensic pathologist, and my brother was killed with polonium-210. The agent picked up the phone. Wait here. 10 minutes later, 2 senior agents arrived, one older, one younger. The older one introduced himself as Special Agent Marcus Reed. Dr. Hayes, Reed said, your allegations are very serious. Do you have evidence? Laura handed him the toxicology report. Reed read it. His face went white. Polonium-210? My God, this is a state-level weapon. I know. What did your brother do for work? NASA, space technologies engineer. Reed and his partner looked at each other. Dr. Hayes, Reed said, please come with us. At the FBI office, Reed opened a file. Dr. Hayes, your brother wasn't just an engineer. He was working on Project Artemis. What's Project Artemis? A classified space defense project. Satellite-based missile defense system. Very sensitive technology. And? 3 weeks ago, Michael Hayes sent a report to NASA Security Department. He suspected project data was being leaked. He thought there was an inside spy. Laura held her breath. And you knew about this? An investigation had begun, but Michael died. And the official report said, heart attack. So we couldn't make the connection. Now you have. Yes. And now, this is a national security matter. But the next day, Laura received an email from Dr. Chen. Subject: your brother's file, closed. Dr. Hayes, I've received instructions from hospital administration and the state health department. Your brother's file is officially closed. No further investigation will be conducted. Please do not pursue this matter. Respectfully, Dr. Brian Chen. Laura picked up the phone, called Chen. What do you mean closed? Dr. Hayes, I just received orders. From whom? Who gave you this order? State health department and other agencies. Which agencies? I can't say. Laura hung up and understood. Someone was closing the file. Someone was hiding the truth. Laura tried another route. The press. An investigative journalist at the Washington Post, Jennifer Park, knew her. They'd worked on an old case together. Jennifer, I have a story for you, but it's dangerous. I'm listening. Laura told everything. Michael's death, polonium-210, Project Artemis, FBI investigation, and the file being closed. Jennifer took notes. Laura, this is huge, but I need evidence. Isn't the toxicology report enough? It's enough, but I need official confirmation. Can someone from the FBI or NASA speak off the record? I'll try. 2 days later, Agent Reed called Laura. Dr. Hayes, there's a development. What? The inside spy in Project Artemis has been found. An engineer at NASA. He was working for Russia. And did he kill Michael? No, but we found the person who gave him orders, Russian intelligence agent. We can't arrest him right now due to diplomatic immunity, but we're deporting him. That's not enough. I know, but it's what we can do. Laura hung up, trembling with rage. Laura visited Dr. Chen once more, but this time, FBI agent Reed was with her. Dr. Chen, Reed said, as the FBI were reopening Michael Hayes' death report, official cause, polonium-210 poisoning, murder. Chen was shocked, but you made an incorrect diagnosis, Laura said, because you didn't look deep enough, because you relied on standard tests, because you didn't listen. I'm sorry. Sorry isn't enough. But you learned a lesson. Never, ever settle for the easy answer. 6 months later, federal court opened the Michael Hayes case. The Russian agent had been deported, but the inside spy, the NASA engineer, was on trial. Laura was called as a witness. Dr. Hayes, the prosecutor said, how did you determine your brother's death? Laura explained the entire process: pupils, skin, toxicology, polonium-210. And the official autopsy report? It was wrong because they didn't look deep enough. The jury was impressed. Verdict: guilty, life imprisonment. After the trial, Laura visited Michael's grave. The headstone read, Michael Hayes, 1973 to 2025, beloved brother, brave engineer. Laura placed a flower. Justice was served, Mike, she said. They forgot you, but I didn't. I never will. The sun was setting. Laura left at peace. If Dr. Laura Hayes' story moved you, subscribe to Veterans Tales, like this video, share in the comments what this story meant to you. We must never give up on justice. Do you have a similar experience? Share in the comments. See you in the next story.